Everyone. I want to start off by thanking everyone for their flexibility for this meeting, given the forecast nominees and sponsoring senators. Please stay tuned for when your name is called so that we can get through this agenda with efficiency. I will call everyone in the order of the agenda, with one exception, who I'm calling first, and that's Senator Love. Could you introduce your constituent, Mr. Ryan Frederick, for the TEDCO Board of Directors? Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. President, members. It's good to see you all this rainy evening, and thank you, Mr. Chair, very much for accommodating Mr. Frederick. So it is my pleasure, Sarah Love, District 16 Senator, my pleasure to introduce Ryan Frederick, who is nominated to the TEDCO Board. Ryan was trained as an aerospace engineer, and most recently, he's been an entrepreneur, investor, operator, and leader focused on technologically rigorous companies. It was wonderful when I spoke with him. I hadn't known him before, so got to know him and know how strongly he believes in TEDCO's mission. And given his background and his desire to help, I am very excited to introduce him to you all and turn it over to him. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Senator Love, for the kind introduction. I guess I'd like to start by thanking the governor for the opportunity, the committee and the Senate for broader consideration, and I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Yeah.
Just look for people to raise their
I
hands.
seeing none. All right, thank you, sir. And we'll move on to our next one. Next, we have Senator Lamb to introduce Daniel McGinty for the Board of Airport Zoning Appeals. Senator Lamb.
Great, thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. Honored to introduce Dan McGinty, who has been nominated for the Board of Airport Zoning Appeals. Airport zoning impacts all of our residents, many areas across the state, particularly those who live in the vicinity of our state airports. Mr. McGinty's involvement in his community makes him an important voice for them in this role. He served in many different community organizations. This includes the Greater Baybrook Alliance, which he founded, and also on the Stakeholder Advisory Committee of Anne Arundel County's Office of Planning and Zoning, as well as on the Anne Arundel Salary Commission, in addition to being a Brooklyn Park resident for some 17 years. His resume reflects that of a dedicated public servant, and would respectfully urge the committee to support his appointment to the Board of Airport Zoning Appeals.
Thanks, Senator Lamb. Good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to thank the governor for the opportunity to serve on this committee. Good evening to our committee and our chair and vice chair. Happy to take any questions if the committee has any.
All right, do we have any questions? Seeing none. Thank you very much.
Have a great night.
Sure. Okay, our next nominee is Jerry Williams. Senator Simon Ayer is not here tonight, so I'll be reading his intro. And it reads, Dear Chairman Brooks and committee members, I recommend the confirmation of Ms. Jerry Williams for her appointment as a member of the Board of Airport Zoning Appeals, given her experience and resume highlighting her extensive knowledge and experience in network security, cybersecurity, and incident response and remediation. I believe Ms. Williams would be deserving of this appointment. I hope you give her the most favorable consideration. Sincerely, Senator Brian W. Simon Ayer. Okay, Ms. Williams, you can come on up.
Thank you, Chairman Brooks, Senate President Ferguson, Committee Chair Brooks, Vice Chair Muse, and Executive Nominating Committee. Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you all today. Again, my name is Jerry Williams, and it is truly an honor to be considered for the Baltimore Airport Zoning Appeals Board. As a longtime resident of Glen Burnie, and like many in our community, I understand how important it is that decisions around airport zoning are made carefully responsibly, and clear focus on both safety and community impact. With over 20 years' experience in technical assessments, regulation-driven work, and engineering-focused problem-solving, I've learned to weigh evidence, consider risks, and think not only about the immediate concern, but also long-term effects on community and operations. If confirmed, I would approach this role with humanity, diligence, and sincere commitment to fairness. Thank you for your time, your consideration, and your trust. I look forward to the opportunity to serve. I'm open to any questions. Thank you.
Hey, do we have any questions? Seeing none, thank you, Ms. Williams.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Next up will be President Ferguson to introduce Veronica Cool for the Board of Trustees of the Maryland Bill Insurance Fund. Senate President.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, members of the committee. A pleasure to be here this evening to introduce Veronica Cool, who is hopefully to join the MAIF board. She is a 46th district resident, has done a number of work with sort of strategy and outcomes focused on helping small and medium-sized businesses, particularly with Latino and Hispanic outreach. And has been an advisor to numerous entities over time. I think she'll have an incredible impact. She also, despite being a Big Ten rival, is the mom to a senior at Ohio State lacrosse player. So she is a frequent traveler to see her son play lacrosse, and he's clearly an all-star if he's playing in the Big Ten. We just still hope that the Terps beat him this year. With that, strongly endorse Ms. Veronica Cool.
All right, I was going to say thank you for the kind introduction, except for that Big Ten piece. But all right, Senator Ferguson, thank you very much. Good evening, all. Senator Brooks, thank you very much for having me. Hello to the fellow committee. As you heard, I've been in Maryland for over 30 years. As a Dominican American, I am very, very pleased to be here and thank the governor for the honor to serve, as well as Secretary Byron for this opportunity. MAIF, as you all well know, is an insurer of last resort, so I'm very pleased to be at that board and be able to contribute whatever little bit I can to ensure that we can serve more Spanish speakers in the state, keeps the state safe, and helps more of our immigrants. And I'm happy to take your questions.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Cool. Do we have any questions? Seeing none? Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Also with MAIF, we'll have Jill Hall to be introduced by Senator Carozza.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, colleagues and nominees, Senator Mary Beth Carozza for the record. And I'm very pleased to introduce Jill Hall, who's been nominated to the Automobile Insurance Fund Board of Trustees. And wanted to point out, I personally know Ms. Hall, and she is president and CEO of Landmark Insurance and Financial Group in Princess Anne in Somerset County. And she has licenses in life and health, property and casualty. She's also licensed to sell insurance in Maryland, Virginia, Delaware, the District of Columbia, Pennsylvania, and New York. I also wanted to highlight her volunteer leadership service, very involved with the MAC Agency on Aging, involved with the American Legion Auxiliary. And you see her and her team out there in the community day in and day out. And one final note, seeing Jill Hall in action, she has a power team primarily made up of women, and they are always leaning forward. So I am not only pleased to introduce her, but strongly endorse her nomination for the Automobile Insurance Fund Board of Trustees.
Well, thank you so much, Senator Carozza, for that fabulous intro. You make me blush. Thank you to the committee for your consideration. Thank you so much to Governor Moore for your confidence in my appointment. As Mary Beth has mentioned, I've been in the insurance industry in Maryland for over 30 years, so hard to believe, and I know the unique challenges, especially here on the Eastern Shore. So I'm happy to answer any questions, and I'm looking forward to serving with my fellow members on the board.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for Ms. Hall? Seeing none? Thank you, Ms. Hall. Okay, and the last nominee for the MAFE Board. We have Enor Williams Jr. to be introduced by Senator Harris.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, members of the Executive Committee for the I'm Harris here representing Legislative District 27, which includes Prince George's, Charles, and Calvert County, here to recommend Mr. Williams for appointment as a member of the Board of Trustees. Automobile Assurance Fund. Mr. Williams holds a bachelor's degree in engineering technology from the University of Maryland Eastern Shores and an MBA from the University of Maryland Global Campus. Mr. Williams has an extensive resume, including work managing facilities and programs within Prince George's County government and the Howard University Hospital. He is a community man, always out in the community. And so I do appreciate him and his work and the work that his family also does. And so with that in mind, I Mr. Williams to the committee for your approval.
Go ahead, Mr. Williams.
Good evening and thank you, Senate President Ferguson and my good Senator Kevin Harris. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. And of course, Senator Brooks, thank you for the opportunity. I have had the pleasure and the privilege, if you will, of having served on the MAFE board previously back in 2012 through 2018. And I look forward to, providing those same skill sets I had before. I served in the role of secretary for about 3 of those years. And I look forward to joining Miss Hall because I went to Eastern Shore, so I'm familiar with Princess Anne. And Miss Cool, my son also plays lacrosse in college. He's over at High Point down in North Carolina. So I'm looking forward. He's not a D1 player, but he does play on the club team. So I look forward to bringing my skill sets back to the MAFE board and making a difference.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for Mr. Williams? Seeing none. Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay, next we have Brian Gardner for the Correctional Training Commission. Senator Bailey is unable to join us tonight. So Mr. Gardner, if you could, please introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Chairman Brooks and Vice Chairman Muse, members of the committee. For the record, my name is Brian Gardner, and I serve as a captain with the Charles County Sheriff's Office in the Corrections Division. I have spent nearly 3 decades working in corrections in both operational and leadership roles. During that time, I've seen the profession evolve significantly. And with that evolution, the importance of strong and consistent training standards has only grown. Training plays a critical role in ensuring officer safety, maintaining secure facilities, and supporting professionalism throughout the corrections field. Statewide standards help ensure correctional professionals across Maryland are prepared to perform their duties safely and consistently, regardless of the jurisdiction they serve. If confirmed, I would welcome the opportunity to contribute my experience in support of the work of the Maryland Correctional Training Commission and its mission of maintaining strong training standards across our state. Thank you for the opportunity, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
All right, do we have any questions for Mr. Gardner? Seeing none, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All righty. All right. Also from the Correctional Training Commission, we have Joseph Hughes to be introduced by Senator Mons.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Vice Chairman, and distinguished members. It's an honor to present Joseph Hughes for nomination to the Correctional Training Commission. I've known Mr. Hughes for a number of years, mostly since joining the General Assembly in 2014, and he is everything about corrections. I knew him specifically in his capacity as warden of the Dorchester Detention Facility, and he currently serves as the warden of the Talbot Detention Facility. He's done a fantastic job. He has an impeccable record, and it's a great privilege and an honor to recommend him for your consideration. So with that, Mr. Chair, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Hughes. Thank you. Joe, were you there?
Yes, I'm here. So I'd like to thank you, Ms. Maltz, Senator Maltz, and I'd like to thank the Senator Brooks and the committee for this honor to be in front of you. I also like to thank Governor Moore for this opportunity. I've been in corrections for 30 plus years. Training is a big part of corrections. I've been in part of the training for a long time. And we really need training, especially nowadays with the mental health, addictions, and the wellness programs for the officers. It's very important for the officers to have.
Thank you, sir. All right, do we have any questions? Seeing none? Thanks, we appreciate you being here. All right.
Thank
Next, we have President Ferguson to introduce Joseph Sokran for the Handgun Roster Board.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, members of the committee. This is 46th District Night, it appears. I am very pleased, though, to introduce Dr. Sokran, who is the Vice Chair of Surgery at Johns Hopkins Medicine. He has an extensive history in trauma care, has been in public policy positions, as well as obviously in medicine, and is a dedicated practitioner in the state of Maryland, incredibly talented, has studied internationally, and will be an excellent member of this board. Without further ado, Dr. Sokran.
Well, thank you so much, President Ferguson and Chairman Brooks and members of the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today. As you heard, my name is Joe Sokran. I'm a trauma surgeon, spent my career as a trauma surgeon, and also serve as the Executive Vice Chair of Surgery at Johns Hopkins Hospital, one of the country's leading trauma centers, where I care for some of the most critically injured patients in our state, including many victims of gun violence. And that clinical experience shapes everything about how I approach this work. I've had the privilege of working at the intersection of medicine, public health, and public policy for many years, including contributing to federal legislation and advising on how health systems can better protect the communities that they serve. And I'll mention briefly that this work is deeply personal to me. I'm a survivor of gun violence myself. I was shot in the throat at the age of 17 with a .38 caliber bullet. And that experience has only deepened my commitment to evidence-based approaches to public safety. Governor Moore has asked me to bring that background to the Handgun Roster Board, and I take that responsibility seriously. This is exactly the kind of rigorous, evidence-driven work I've spent my career doing, and I would approach every petition the same way I approach patient care, carefully, methodically, and with the safety of Marylanders as the North Star. I'm honored by this nomination and grateful for the committee's consideration.
Do we have any questions? Seeing none, thank you, Dr. Sokran.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and President Ferguson.
Back again.
Again, we have you introduce Mark Jensen for the Maryland Healthcare Commission.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, members of the committee. This is, I'd like to introduce Mark T. Jensen. This is a reappointment to the Maryland Healthcare Commission. Mr. Jensen is an attorney. The majority leader and President Pro Tem will be pleased to know that he did law school up in upstate New York. So he's a Buffaloan. I'm not sure what the exact expression would be, but has extensive history working in mergers and acquisitions, complex litigation, or complex deal making for estate planning. Has the knowledge of kind of the business transaction environment that's necessary for evaluating our healthcare marketplace, especially at this very challenging time in healthcare. So very enthusiastically endorse Mr. Jensen, and we'll hand it over to him.
Thank you very much, Senator Ferguson, for those kind words. And thank you, Mr. Chair and Vice Chair, for this opportunity. I'd like to thank Governor Moore for this reappointment. In addition to my day job, I've had an avocation for the last 25 plus years. I have served on hospital boards. I've chaired hospital boards. I was on the board of a large healthcare system. I chaired the Maryland Hospital Association. I've been on the board of a large systems captive insurance company. And in every one of those positions, my role was to chair the committee that looked after patient safety and quality. So I don't do any work in my professional life. I don't do any work for healthcare systems, so I am unburdened by any restrictions other than my conscience when I'm talking about or rendering opinions on what's good for patient safety and quality. And so I welcome the opportunity to serve another 4-year term on the Healthcare Commission to try and serve the citizens of the state of Maryland and be a voice for patient safety and quality. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Seeing none, thank you, Mr. Jensen.
Thank you.
Yes. And next, I want to ask Senator Zucker to introduce. I might have a little difficulty with this next first name. Benjamin Stalling for the Healthcare Review Commission. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. There's no having problems with Dr. Stalling's name because he is well-renowned and been a real leader with MedChi, and he currently serves as a medical director over at Holy Cross, but he's actually like a good friend of mine. Through his involvement with MedChi, we are very lucky that the governor appointed him, and I couldn't be prouder to introduce him and really recommend him to my colleagues because he has the experience, he has the temperament, just salt of the earth, good person. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to my good friend, Dr. Stallings.
Thank you, Senator Zuckerman. You are Senator Zucker. I've enjoyed all of our times working together, and so I really thank you for this introduction. I want to thank Governor Moore for his appointment. Thank you to the chair, vice chair. I have approaching 35 years of experience practicing medicine in the state of Maryland. I've been on the executive board of Dimensions Hospital, the board of Holy Cross, a medical director at Holy Cross and Luminous Health System. I've been president of the state medical society, county medical society. I'm intimately involved in numerous. I've lobbied in Annapolis for a number of bills that pertain to the health and welfare of citizens of the state of Maryland. I've dealt with the HSCRC for ever since I've been in the state of Maryland. I look forward to serving the state of Maryland and using my expertise for the number of years to do the best job that I can to serve the state. And again, once again, Senator Zucker, I really appreciate you representing our constituency and look forward to decades more, if I can live that long, of under your leadership.
Thank you, Dr. Stalling. Do we have any questions? Seeing none, thanks again, sir. All right, next we have Andrea Rhodes for the Commission on Judicial Disabilities. Senator Hershey could not be here tonight, so Senator Carrozza will handle the introduction.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I jumped at the opportunity to introduce a friend and someone I respect so much, Andrea Andy Rhodes, for the position of reappointment to the Commission on Judicial Disabilities. And what I wanted to share with my colleagues, that not only is Ms. Rhodes highly qualified, and she really brings a unique perspective given her leadership positions at both the county and state level. I had the opportunity to work very closely with Ms. Rhodes when she was the executive director of the Office of Personnel Services at DBM, Department of Budget Management, during Governor Ehrlich's administration. And I have to tell you, just watching her in action, being able to deal with those many complex issues that came her way. Not only was she always professional, but she was knowledgeable and compassionate and caring. And, on a personal note, Andy, I've wanted to say this publicly, but when our family lost my brother, a public defender, in Wycomico County back in 2004, we couldn't think straight, and you were right there helping us, guide us through what would benefit my brother's family at the time. So I wanted to personally recognize that and, not only do this introduction, but, strongly endorse your reappointment to the Commission on Judicial Disabilities.
Thank you, Senator Carrozza. Thank you so much. Mr. President, Chairman, and Vice Chair, and members of the committee, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank you for allowing me to participate on the Commission for Judicial Disabilities for the last 6 months, and last 6 years, excuse me. And I would certainly like to have your approval for a continued 4 months with the Commission. 4 years, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rose. Do we have any questions? Seeing none, thanks. Thanks again. All righty. All right, next we have Senator Reedy to introduce William Barnes for the Juvenile Service Education Board. Senator Reedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's really great to be with you all virtually, and I know we'll see each other later this evening. It's good we were able to sort of audible here. I'm really excited to be before you truly to represent and to introduce William Barnes to you for this important position on the Juvenile Services Education Board, which oversees and looks at all the accreditation and the education for the young people that we're trying to help in our juvenile services system. We've had a lot of discussion about that over the years. And so Mr. Barnes really brings a fantastic resume. He has spent over 25 years in public education, and he is currently the superintendent of the Howard County Public School System. So it's great qualification for someone to help shape and mold what we're doing educationally on the Juvenile Services Board. And we actually have not met, I don't believe, in person. Was looking forward to seeing him this evening. Hope to catch up with him in the near future. But I know he's doing a great job in his day job, and he'll do a great job for us serving on this important board. So he has my full support. And without further ado, we'll introduce William Barnes to you.
Well, thank you, Senator Reedy, and good afternoon, Chairman Brooks and members of the Executive Nominating Committee. I want to begin by thanking Governor Moore for the nomination, and I want to thank this committee for considering that nomination. It truly is an honor. If appointed, I'll represent Maryland's superintendents on the JSET board, bringing our shared commitment to making meaningful progress for all students who find them supported by juvenile services education programs. And I look forward to working with fellow members of the JSET board to make sure that our students' past decisions do not define or limit their potential for living a productive and valued life. I thank you for your consideration, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Seeing none, thank you, Mr. Barnes. Okay. Also for the Juvenile Services Education Board, we have Grace Ray Yuzong to be introduced by Senator Hester.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman and esteemed members of the committee, for the record, I'm Senator Katie Fry Hester, representing District 9. Today, I'm here to introduce Grace Rusing, who's nominated to serve as a reappointment to the Juvenile Services Board. Ms. Rusing is a retired assistant public defender with more than 30 years of experience in our public defense system. And when we were talking, I realized that she served in the Juvenile Protection Division, advocating for youth in the DGS, ensuring safe places and requiring kind of special services. And it was when she was in this role that she actually advocated for the creation of the Juvenile Services Board and helped to establish the body, and then served as its chair when it was first started. So given her experience and the recent turnover on the board, she was asked to serve an additional term to provide continuity, institutional knowledge, and to really help out the newer board members. And so I just want to introduce you and to say thank you, Ms. Rusing, for your commitment to justice and to the young people of Maryland.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the kind introduction, and to the governor and the members of the committee for your recommendation and your confidence in me. I appreciate the opportunity to continue to serve on the board, and I look forward to work hard to ensure that our juvenile justice schools are a national model moving forward.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions? Seeing none, thanks again. Okay, next, I want to ask Senator Kagan to introduce her constituents, Maria Cordier, for the State Lottery and Gaming Control Commission.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. President, colleagues, I am delighted to present Mariana or Marianne Cordier. She is an attorney, has had her own firm, but has worked for FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, since 2022. She is very active in the community and offers great support as a multilingual person. She has been active in the Maryland Bar, was president of the Maryland Hispanic Bar, and looks forward to learning and serving on the Lottery and Gaming Control Commission. Happy to present her for your consideration and hope you'll support her appointment.
Thank you so much, Senator Kagan, for the introduction. I appreciate it. And I would like to thank the chair and the members of the committee for this opportunity and listening and getting to know me. This is my first time appearing before you. I have spent my career and my personal life in finding ways to serve the Maryland community, Montgomery County, and sometimes outside of the county. So I feel very honored and privileged that the governor has given me this opportunity. And I think that I bring a lot of experience and a diverse view on a lot of the issues that may surround the minority community and gaming. So I'll be all ears and serving at the pleasure of the governor. And I hope to have your endorsement. And I am welcome to answer any questions any of you may have.
All right, do we have any questions? Seeing none. Oh, thank you very much, Ms. Cordier.
Thank you.
Sure. All righty. Next up, we have Senator Gallion to introduce Mary Crothers for Marbitco Board of Directors.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening. Also, Mr. Vice Chair and Mr. President, committee members. For the record, Senator Jason Gallion, representing Cecil and Harford counties, to introduce Mary Alice Crothers as a nominee for appointment to the Maryland Agricultural and Resource-Based Industry Development Corporation Board, better known as Marbitco, so we'll call it that the rest of the time. That other's quite a mouthful. Alice is the co-owner and treasurer of Long Green Farms, a Maryland dairy operation where she works directly in agricultural production and farm management. Through her work on the farm and across the ag community, she has developed strong experience in the operational, financial, and policy challenges facing Maryland farmers. Alice has also been actively involved in ag leadership and advocacy. She serves as a Land O'Lakes Regional Council representative, participates on the Policy and Resolutions Committee, and has engaged with federal and state policymakers on key issues impacting the dairy industry. She also serves as a supervisor on the Cecil Soil Conservation District Board and is a member of the Cecil Economic Development Commission. I also like to mention that recently their farm was awarded the Cooperator of the Year Award for their best management practices there on the farm. Alice is a graduate of Young Dairy Leaders Institute and holds a Master of Public Health Administration from the University of Tennessee, as well as a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration from Carson Newman University. Through her experience as a farmer, advocate, and community leader, Alice brings a valuable perspective on the needs of Maryland's agricultural and rural businesses. I believe she would be a strong addition to the Marbitco board and respectfully ask for a favorable nomination. One final thing, Mr. Chair, her daughter and one of her daughters and one of my daughters play on the same field hockey team where she is one of the coaches. She does a tremendous job, gives a lot back to that community. So with that, please join me in welcoming Miss Mary Alice Crothers.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, and committee. Thank you, Senator Gallion, for your support and for the kind introduction. Also, I'd like to thank Governor Moore for the opportunity to serve on the Marbitco board. My husband and I are 8th generation dairy farmers, but I actually came into dairy about 10 years ago when I married into it. And I quickly decided I wanted to be involved in the advocacy. And for the last 10 years, I have really developed all of my free time to advocate for not just dairy farmers, but farmers across the state And not just in the state. I've had the opportunity to participate with the Environmental Defense Fund in Climate Week, representing the National Dairy Board, to work on favorable financial opportunities for other farmers across the country to install conservation practices on their farm. And personally, I've had the opportunity to participate and benefit from the programs that MAR Bidcos offers to young and beginning farmers. And so I look forward to the opportunity to continue to serve young and beginning farmers and to advocate for agricultural processes and technology and opportunities for the future.
Thank you, Ms. Crothers. Do we have any questions? Seeing none, thanks again. Next, I have the pleasure of introducing my constituent, Robin Lyles, from for the Maryland Parole Commission. Ms. Lyle, a District 10 resident and member of Maryland's Parole Commission, who is before this Executive Nominations Committee for reappointment. Ms. Lyles has over 2 decades of experience working in the Maryland Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services and has served on the Parole Commission since 2020. In addition to her service to the state of Maryland, Ms. Lyles teaches criminal justice as an adjunct professor at Stevenson University. Ms. Lyles. You can go ahead and start, Ms. Lyles.
I'm coming off mute. Thank you, sir. So good evening, Chairman Brooks, Vice Chair Muse, President Ferguson, and members of the committee. Thank you, Chairman Brooks, for that introduction. It is truly an honor to appear before this commission this evening and to be considered for my reappointment. I would like to begin by first thanking Chairman Ely for his leadership of the Maryland Parole Commission and for the confidence he has placed in my service. I would also like to acknowledge former Chairman, now Commissioner David Bloomberg, who was serving as Chairman when I was first appointed in 2020 to the Commission, and I remain grateful for the opportunity he's provided and for his guidance during that time. I would also like to recognize the commissioners with whom I've had the privilege of serving, as well as the dedicated staff of the Maryland Parole Commission, whose professionalism and commitment to public safety support the important work of the commission every day. Senator Brooks, you've mentioned a little bit about me, and I just want to add some points that, yes, I have served on the commission since 2020, but this August will mark 22 years that I have been with the Maryland Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services, as well as the 15 years that I have served at Stevenson University with preparing and mentoring the next generation of public servants and criminal justice professionals. That commitment to service also extends beyond my professional role through my involvement with organizations such as the Monumental City Bar Foundation, the Baltimore County Commission for Women, the Ladies of Vision Charities, and Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I would also like to acknowledge the love and encouragement of my daughter, Lauren, my Aunt Marilyn, and Sean. And as a transplant to Maryland, I'm also grateful for the friends who have truly become family, especially my sorors here in Maryland, whose sisterhood and encouragement continue to uplift me. As a public servant, as a parole commissioner, I remain committed to the fairness, accountability, and thoughtful decision-making in the service to the citizens of Maryland, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to continue serving in this capacity. Finally, I want to thank Governor Wes Moore, Secretary Carolyn Scruggs, and Secretary Molly Byron for their faith and confidence in me. Thank you again for the opportunity to appear before you this evening, and I will be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lyles, for the many ways that you serve our community. Yes. Now, do we have any questions? Seeing none, thanks again.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Next, I want to ask Senator Carrozza to introduce John Smack for the Maryland Parole Commission.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And again, for the record, Senator Mary Beth Carrozza. And I am really excited to make this introduction and to strongly support the reappointment of John Dale Smack III to the Maryland Parole Commission. And I would point out this impressive background of public service. So Dale Smack has been an orphans court judge from 2006 to 2016. And of course, we know that you have to remain impartial as you're going through those cases. And during that time, he was actually the leader of a 3-judge panel on hearings and administrative matters. I also want to point out that Dale Smack served as chief deputy for the Worcester County Sheriff's Office. And I can tell you, knowing him over the years, his service, his leadership is so much appreciated, continues to be appreciated. Again, this is a reappointment, and I can tell you how seriously Dale Smack takes this work, this public safety work, day in and day out. On a personal note, I have to mention the Smack family. Dale Smack comes from just a family completely committed to community and public service. His dad is a veteran, had leadership positions in the American Legion. His mom, longtime educator and historian of our community, and really very humbled to make this introduction and give my strongest recommendation for Dale Smack's reappointment to the Maryland Parole Commission.
Thank you. Ms. Smack, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, everyone. I want to say a special thank you to Senator Carozza for that humbling introduction. But to you, Chairman Brooks, Vice Chair Muse, President Ferguson, and members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I've been with the Commission for over 9 years and truly enjoy the work that we're doing and will continue to do in the days to come. I'd like to give a special recognition to my chairman, Chairman Ely, my co-commissioners, my family, friends, and a special mentor friend of mine, Mr. Alfonso Hawkins. Also, I'm humbly and deeply appreciative to Governor Moore, Secretary Scruggs, and Secretary Bryan for their faith and confidence in me to continue in this important mission. And if anyone has any questions, I'll take them now.
Do we have any questions? Seeing none, thank you, Mr. Smack.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we have Renee Swarford for the Board of Trustees of the Office of the Public Defender. Senator Hershey could not be here tonight, but he sent a letter of introduction that I will read now on his behalf. Okay, dear Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the committee, I am in full support of Renee Swarford for the appointment to the Board of Trustees of the Office of the Public Defender. Ms. Swarford brings a deep commitment to fairness, access to justice, and the responsible stewardship of the public resources. Her work in the legal community reflects a strong sense of service and a clear understanding of the challenges faced by Marylanders who rely on the public defender system. She is thoughtful, grounded, and brings a perspective shaped by real experiences with the people and communities this board exists to serve. I'm confident she will be a steady and constructive voice on the board, and I'm grateful for her willingness to take on this important role. Sincerely, Stephen S. Hersey, Jr., Senator. Okay, Miss, you can go ahead now. Oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Swarford, I'm sorry. Yes, you can go ahead. Unmute yourself, Ms. Renee. There we go.
There we are. Good afternoon, and thank you for that lovely introduction. I'd like to also say thank you to Governor Moore, the chair, and vice chair, and all committee members. I consider this a very high honor to serve in this administration. I believe my background as a private attorney and serving as a panel attorney for the Public Defender's Office since 2000 puts me in a unique position to assist with the public defender's policy setting goals for the future. And again, I'd like to say I am honored and proud for this opportunity to serve. And I thank you for your consideration.
Okay, do we have any questions? Seeing none, thanks again, Ms. Warford.
Thank you.
Okay, now we move to Senator Charles to introduce Natalie Cofield for the TEDCO Board of Directors. Senator Charles. Senator Charles?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get my camera and everything together.
Okay.
Stand by. Okay. Well, something's going on with my camera.
Okay.
It's not working right now. But good evening, good afternoon to everyone in the Executive Noms Committee, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, and all members. It's my pleasure to introduce Miss Natalie Cofield, who's a resident of my district and Legislative District 25. It's an honor and distinction because she is a nationally recognized leader in entrepreneurship, innovation, and economic development. She currently serves as the president and CEO of the Association for Enterprise Opportunity. And I've had the distinct honor and privilege to watch how she's moved this organization, what she has done on the national level to help expand access for small businesses. And it's been a proud privilege to watch this. Prior to her being the president and CEO there, she was appointed, was a presidential appointee for the United States Small Business Administration, where she led the Office of Women's Business Ownership and oversaw a nationwide network of entrepreneurs and supporting their organization. She has been at the forefront in helping small business leaders throughout our country. And so having her be a member of the TEDCO board is very critical because I know that she's going to be able to bring all of that expertise that she has had at the federal level, at the national level, and having that be a part of our fabric and makeup at the state. I know it's going to make our businesses so much more better in the future. So that I ask that you all take into consideration Ms. Natalie Cofield, and I will open it up for her to give some talking points about herself. But hopefully what I said is enough because this woman is phenomenal and an amazing leader in the small business space. Please welcome Ms. Natalie Cofield.
Thank you so much. Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today. I'd like to first thank Senator Nick Charles for the introduction and for his leadership. I also appreciate the governor's confidence in nominating me to serve with TEDCO. My career, as you've just heard, has focused on innovation, entrepreneurship, and economic development, and building the partnerships that help companies start and scale. Currently, as Senator Charles shared, I serve as the president and CEO of the Association for Enterprise Opportunity. Previously, I served as the assistant administrator for the U.S. Small Business Administration, where in addition to leading the Office of Women's Business Ownership, I also helped to lead and implement a $200 million national program expanding access to capital and support for entrepreneurs. Maryland has an extraordinarily innovative market, assets, community, and residents, and TEDCO plays a critical role in translating those into companies, investments, and jobs across the state. If confirmed, I would be honored to contribute my expertise to support TEDCO's mission and ensure strong stewardship of public investment. Thank you for the consideration, and I welcome your questions.
Senator Augustine?
Thank you, Chair Brooks. Chair Brooks and members of the committee, I very strongly support Natalie Cofield for this position. I've known Natalie, well, we've known each other our entire lives. She's an exceptional leader and go-getter, and she will really work hard for those technology companies in her role at TEDCO. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, do we have any other questions? Seeing none, thank you, Ms. Cofield. Okay. All righty. And last but certainly not least, could Senator Bailey introduce his constituent, Yolanda Garland, for the Maryland Veterans Home Commission? Senator Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Senator Bailey representing District 29, St. Mary's and Calvert County. It's my pleasure to introduce Yolanda Downey and recommend her for the Maryland Veterans Home Commission. She is a veteran of the U.S. Army. She has served our community tirelessly. Her experience and education make her a strong candidate for this position. I'm happy to recommend her to the committee, and I'll turn it over to her.
Thank you, Senator Bailey, for that warm introduction. Thank you, Chairman Senator Brooks, for having me and the Vice Chair here today. I am a retired Army veteran with 22 years of service in the United States Army, retiring from Fort Meade here in Maryland. I am very passionate about this commission because I believe the care of our veterans is what they deserve for the service they have given us. So to receive excellent care is one of the things that I'm so honored to be appointed to this committee to do. I would like to thank Governor Moore for the nomination, and I would like to thank you all, the committee, for the consideration to serve on this committee to ensure, again, that those who have served us, that we are serving them appropriately with the care that they deserve. Subject to any questions, Mr. Chair.
Do we have any questions? Seeing none, well, Ms. Michelle, I really want to thank you for your many years of service, and go Army. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, Mr. Chair.
All right, that concludes the public hearing for tonight. Any questions or discussion from the committee? Before we entertain a motion to approve tonight's nominees? Seeing none, can I get a motion?
I moved the, oh, I'm sorry. I thought nobody was going to talk, but no.
It should be Senator Muse. I don't know.
He's
He's muted.
he's
muted.
oh, you can unmute Mr. Vice Chair.
That's gonna happen.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Senator Feldman. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to jump the gun.
Oh,
I don't know if
okay.
somebody else may have some whole. I'll strike my motion. Okay. I'll
Okay. Senator
Chair Brooks, I move that we approve the nominees that we heard and the statewide as well this evening.
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Now can I get a motion to adjourn?
Well,
hold on. I'm
wait,
sorry.
wait.
Oh,
Mr. Chairman.
yes, go
would-
ahead,
would it
Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Would like to request that we bring back up the Secretary of Transportation as well as the held Johns Hopkins nominees.
And also, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
after President Senate, I would just want to ask if we still had Dr. Cedric Sims on as a appointee tonight.
Dr. Sims, hold on, let me double check. Which board was that, Mr. Vice Chair?
That was the Aviation Board.
Hold on one sec. Yes, he is.
On your agenda.
S15 on the agenda. Hold on.
The Maryland Aviation Commission.
Yes.
You have him there. May I speak?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Chair and members of the committee. It's my privilege to present Dr. Cedric Sims, whom Governor Westmore has nominated. Okay.
Hold on a second, Mr. Vice Chair. I don't think he's here.
He's not appearing.
He's not, he's not appearing.
Okay, then just let me say he's a valued member of the District 26. He served on many committees He holds a doctorate in engineering from Texas A&M University. He's actively engaged in Prince George's County and across Maryland. I'm confident he will bring sound judgment, and experience to this great committee. So I want to nominate him and ask for a favorable vote.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. All right.
Okay, so we have the Johns Hopkins and the Secretary of Transportation.
Okay, now we have the Johns Hopkins. We'll take a vote on that one, and then we'll go to the next one.
Secretary of Transportation.
The Secretary of Transportation. So can I get a? I see we have a question. We have a motion on the floor. Yeah, go ahead. I'm hearing some feedback. Yeah.
Senator Reedy?
Senator Reedy, you have a question?
I have nothing to say about the Hopkins appointees. I actually wanted to ask about another nominee, but I'll wait. I'll lower my hand, but I just wanted to be sure we didn't adjourn before I could ask about somebody. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
Senator McCray?
Senator McCray? Senator McCray, do you have your hand raised? He does, I don't hear. Okay. All right, we do have a motion on the floor for,
Well,
no,
we can do the Transportation Secretary first while we wait for Senator McCray. Maybe he's weighing in.
okay. We'll do the Transportation Secretary first.
Move favorable.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Okay. All right, it's been moved favorable and second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that motion is carried. Were there any opposed? Seeing none. Okay. Now we'll go with the transportation.
Johns Hopkins.
Johns Hopkins, I'm sorry, yeah. Johns Hopkins. Can I get a motion on that one?
So moved.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Okay. Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, that motion carries as well.
Senator Reedy.
Okay, Senator Reedy.
Thank you. We had a nominee, Scott Dorsey was nominated, and I have to confess, I thought it was for one of our economic development boards, but I'm trying to find it, but I know he was held, and he's been a longstanding member of the board, so I'm just trying to see where we're on that, if we could bring him up for a vote.
Okay.
Yep.
Hold on a sec.
Is he making a motion to take up the Medco people?
The Medco people that were taken up in that first motion, and they're still on hold. Or you making a motion to take them up now?
Are they all on hold?
There were
It's
two.
only two of them. Yes,
Two of them on hold, right?
Trying to get them scheduled.
I'll defer to my colleague who I think has his hand up to comment on it.
Okay, Senator Hayes.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. It was two of them, so I guess that consider all of them. They're both on hold. We've been trying to schedule them. We hopefully we'll get them scheduled sometime this week.
Okay, thanks. All right.
We have another meeting, obviously, so okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Okay, thank you. All righty. Is there anything else for the good of the order? If not, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved. So moved.
Okay. All righty. Can I get a second?
Second.
Good. All right. Good night, everyone.